okay, to answer your question, I was going to go with your earlier point about Wisconsin, but
well, we come to that.
But. Populism. The answer is populism has overtaken, and it's Nikki Haley before she got out of the race was, I think, head-to-head. National polls I'm not a big fan of, but for this sake of this argument, it works. She was beating Biden by like 16 points, I think. So there's an intact Republican coalition, a country that prefers center-right policies to Biden, and we were going to sweep Congress and the White House like Reagan over Carter if we had Nikki Haley. So that's what an intact Republican Party looks like in an election like that. That's not what we have. MAGA has basically taken over our party. It is the establishment, and it has pushed people like me out because it's populism untethered to any form of principle, but to a cult of personality. And, you know, he's running the party like, you know, it's like a Don Corleone type of story. So everybody who has ambition in front of them in Congress is afraid. They're afraid of criticizing because they'll be primaried. They're afraid of criticizing because he or one of his surrogates will go after them. So there's a lot of just, you know, complicity. Speaking about Wisconsin, I think Kellyanne's right about the issues. The issues are completely our issues. They got one issue, abortion. It's a powerful issue, but we have every other issue. And I was in Hy-Vee yesterday in Janesville, my hometown, which is a very Democrat UAW town. Hy-Vee is a grocery store, big Democrat town. I went in just to grab something fast. It took me 45 minutes to get out of there. People still think I represent the area. And every question from a Democrat town, mostly UAW retirees, was about the border or economics or inflation. It wasn't about abortion. It wasn't about January 6th. It was about those issues. Biden won Wisconsin by 20,000 votes. Correct me if I get the numbers wrong, Kelly. 63,000 basically Republicans in Wisconsin voted for every other Republican on the ballot in 2020, but didn't, you know, vote for Trump. 20,000 of those people voted for Trump. 43,000 of them just didn't vote for the presidential or wrote somebody in. That's how Biden won Wisconsin. And my district's my old district's the most swing seat in the state. I had represented a lot of the Milwaukee suburbs. One other district represented the other ones. That's where these people come from. We call it the WOW counties, the counties that wrap around Milwaukee. And it's college-educated suburban voters who are pretty stable economically, frankly. But that's what matters to them, I'd say, the economy. And they could afford to vote against Trump on economics, even though they thought he would be better for them for economics because of character. They thought Biden was going to be a moderate. He wasn't. He went left. He gave the progressives the keys to the castle. And so now they're sort of betwixt and between. The polls are dead. I mean, Trump's got a little bit of an edge, but they're just dead heat. So the question is, do these disaffected people in the WOW counties who are probably pretty stable economically, but that's mostly what they're thinking about, but can afford to vote against Trump on character again, will they vote for Biden now that he's not the moderate they thought he was, but he's this liberal? Or is there a third party out there that peels a bunch of votes away? That happens a lot in Wisconsin. We vote for third parties fairly often. Perot did really well. You know, so that's the question, what it comes down to. I still think Trump can't win, but Biden can lose. Meaning Trump's polling at his peak, pretty much in all the swing states. He's basically polling at the best he has, at the best he can get, and Biden's underperforming everywhere. And so the question is, can Biden go back and rebuild that vote coalition he had or not? And that's the key question of all of it. At the end of the day, in my state, I think you guys win probably. Jim, I'm talking to the Democrat here. I think because their party is just better organized. They're so much better organized than we are on the ground right now. I don't like saying this. Our party was a juggernaut.
Literally a juggernaut.
Just 8 years ago. But they are so much better organized than we are. So my guess is they probably pull it out at the end. But if Biden can't get to the middle, I don't know for the life of me why he's chasing these left-wing voters. He's going to get them. Trump's going to deliver those voters for him. He's chasing the wrong voters. And so if he doesn't pivot soon, my guess is Trump wins it.